Don't know what he has raised. So all of you, please mute your videos. So any doubts? Any doubts till yesterday's class? That means list. Till yesterday's list. Okay. So Manish, are you there? Yeah, Manish, yesterday you asked now, did you got that? You asked for some first element and fourth element if I want to print what I have to do, right? So I'll make it list. Okay. Now, for example, so this is the list one, right? So if you want to print this orange and mango sweet, or apple and mango sweet, or apple banana. Okay, let us say apple banana. So in the list you can increase, actually by default the list will increase one, right? One element. So after printing this, it will be incremented and it will point this element, and next it will point this element, next it will point this element. Charging. Wait, Mickey, wait. Okay. Work. Okay. So here, now I want to print. If I want to print first element and the third element, so you directly want to skip this. That you can do. Further, what you have to do is print list one of 0 to n. Okay, 0 to n. Every time I want to increment 2. Okay, so now if you execute this, you can see here where apple and bananas will be printed. So the meaning of this is, so I'm starting from 0. So I want to print the list from 0th index to here. I will not given anything. That means till the end of the list. So every time it has to increment 2. So that means first it will be printed, then 2 will be incremented. 0 plus 2, 2. So the element which is at second index will be printed. Then 2 plus 2, 4. But at 4 there is no other element, na? So that's why it will stop printing. Okay. Okay. I have not seen this. Okay, sir. Okay, is it fine? Right? Manish, hope it is clear. Code window is not working. Of course, you can close it and again open it. Everyone able to see my window? Manish, whether it is clear? Yeah. So this I have explained since yesterday. Manish has asked the thing, na? So you want to print the first element, and after that you don't want to print second element. You want to print some other element. So say here, this is the element, right? So that's the reason I explained this code. Yeah, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Gaurav. Okay. Manish, if it is clear, let us start our today's session then. Okay. So right. Now our today's session is the next collection, that is next collection. Right. Next is set. Okay. So of course, yesterday we have started. Set is a collection which is unordered and unindexed. There is no indexing and there is no duplicate members also. Sets won't allow duplicate members, right? So now here again, like a normal constructor in case of list as well as tuple, we have the constructor called set for this set class, right? By using that we can create, or by using the flower brackets also we can create the set. And here the order of the elements are not maintained. Every time it will change the order, that we will see in the program how it is going to change, right? And indexing is not there in the sets, right? So of course you can join the sets by using functions called union and update. Okay. Okay, Manish, your doubt I will address at the end of the class and end of the session. Okay. And Sony and Manish, your both doubts I'll address at the end of the session. Okay. So first, let us start this thing. Right. So now here, so now coming to sets. Okay. How we can declare the set? Right. So here I'm declaring the set. Name of the set is set1. Name of the set is set1. And but declaring the set, you have to use a flower bracket. For tuple, you have to use normal bracket. For list, it should be square bracket. And for sets, it should be flower bracket. Okay. Now, here I am declaring, I am writing 3 elements: bike, car, and bus. Okay. Of course, you can write here strings, float value or integer value, anything as your wish. So here I am taking 3 string values: bike, car, and bus. So that I have declared it as set1. Okay. Now, if I print this set, okay, let us see what we will get. Now I'm going to execute set. Okay. So a lot of code is there. I'll disable entire code. Okay. So now I want to execute only this first part. So here, remember here, I have entered bike, car, and bus. Okay. But when I am printing the set here, what order I am getting? I am getting car first, then bus, then bike. That means, as we have seen in the PPT, in the set, the order is not maintained. Okay. That means the elements will be stored in any order. Now again I'm going to execute. Now remember here we got car, bus, and bike. Again I'm going to execute. Again this order may change. See, bus, car, bike. But there I have entered it as bike, car, bus. Again I'm going to execute. Again it is changing. Right? So every time, that means your elements will be saved in the set. That is for sure. But the order won't be maintained. That is the behavior of the set. Okay. Now, okay, what I will do is I will access. I want to print the element which is at index number index number 1. Actually, as per our entry, what is the value of at index number 1? Car. So as per the previous thing, the index value is bus. Now if I try to execute this, it will give the error. What is that error? It is a type error. So it is telling that set object is not subscriptable. That means we cannot access. That means cannot indexable. Right? We cannot access the elements by using the index. Okay, by using index we cannot access the set members. Right? Okay, clear? Right. Now I want to add one element to the set. Yes, that is possible. That is possible, right? So for that we have the function called add function. Now which set you are going to add? I am going to add to the set one element. So that's the reason you have to use the add. So and you give the element, and remember at a time this add function will add only one element at a time. You cannot write comma and other name. Okay, this add function will add the item, will add the element to the specified set, and the number of elements will be only one, right? So now if I execute this, of course I'll disable this. Okay, I'll disable this. Okay, now you can see earlier bike, car, bus was there. Now jeep is also added here. So this add function will add the element to set one, right? But the jeep is added here. Now if you see here, we are getting jeep second. Now again I will execute this. Now you are getting jeep at 4th position. Okay, that means the order is always changed in the set one. There is no specific order, right? So order is always changed. How to order is being changing, and how to fix the order of the program. Yes, Sony is asking that how order is being changed and how to fix the order in the program. So that is the behavior of the set, and if you want to maintain the order, you can use the tuple or list. Why you have to think about set? That is the behavior of the set. In your application, if you want to save some of the elements, their order is not important. I'll save it and randomly I will take it out. Okay, so if that is the scenario, in that case you can use a set, right? And if you want to maintain the order, I want to save the elements and I want to maintain the order also. So then you choose either tuple or list, or okay, and I want to save some elements in the memory in some order, and if required I may add some other elements also. In that case you have to go with list, because in tuple we can save the elements in order but we cannot add extra elements, or we cannot change the element of the tuple. Okay, so if you want to have the modification of the elements, then you go for list. Okay, so these are here they have given different scenarios, right? Different collections, arrays, and as per your requirement you can use it. You can choose the array, whether you will go for a tuple, list, or set or dictionary. Okay, right, fine. Now here you can update the set also. Okay, you can update the set also. Now here what I'm doing is update. I'm using the update function. That means whatever the elements are there previously in set one, here previously till here, how many elements are there? 4 elements are there, right? And if you want to update the set, update entire set, and update entire set means you can add or you can modify also, right? So you can, for example, here I am going to add some more elements, right? So here update, and here I'm giving lorry and trolley. Okay, so this is, so update method. In that update method, if you are adding only one element, you have to mention it as double quote lorry. Okay, or if you are adding more than one element, you have to use square bracket, then lorry, trolley, or whatever you want, you can add, right? So now after this, again I'm printing the set. Again I'm printing the set and printing the length of the set also. Earlier, before giving this update statement, so the length of the set is 4, right? Now I'm adding 2 more elements, lorry and trolley, right? Then I'm printing, I'm seeing the length. So the length has to become 6. See here. So for these 4, 2 more are added, trolley and lorry. Okay, length becomes 6. That means by using the add function or by using the update function, you can add the elements to the set. You can add the elements to the set, right? But remember, add function will add only one element at a time, but update function can add more than one element at a time. That is the difference. Okay, that is the difference between add and update. Okay. Yes, Amit is asking automatic change order, sir. Yes, automatically the order will be changing. We no need to do anything, right? And to remove the item, right? We have the remove function. And till now we have discussed 2 functions. One is add, and other one is update. Both are for adding the elements to the set. And remove function will remove the required element. Remove function will remove the required element. Here I want to remove the trolley, so I'm applying the remove function, set one dot. So which set you are going to work? Because remember here always you may be having the confusion that for length function I'm passing the set as the parameter, right? But for remove function I'm using set one before that. Okay, so here the difference is this len function. Len function is Python function, right? So it is common, you can use in any concept. And here this remove function will be useful for only this particular set class. Okay, this remove function is set class, right? So this is the method in the set. Okay, that's the reason first we have to mention the set name, then dot, apply the remove function. So now here I'm removing the trolley, so print set one. Okay, now here 6 are there. If you remove the trolley, and remaining 5 should be there. Okay, 5 are there now, right? So trolley is removed here. Trolley is removed here. Okay, right? And again, I'm repeating for loop here. Just as a revision. So here what I'm doing, by using for loop, I'm going to print each and every element in the set one. For every element in set one, so print X. So print that element. So you will get jeep, bike, lorry, car, bus, right? In 5 different lines. And again, I'm using the if function also, right? So just this is the revision for if, right? If trolley in set one, if trolley is available in set one, what does it mean? What we are doing? We are printing is found trolley. Okay. If trolley is available in set one, we are printing is found trolley. Else, sorry. Okay. Else, sorry. Okay. Now if you apply here, see here, all the 5 elements are bike, bus, lorry, jeep, car. Bike, bus, lorry, jeep, car will be printed, and it is printing sorry. Why it is printing sorry? Because we have removed the trolley here. Now if I disable this comment, this particular line, So now you will get found trolley. So trolley, okay. Camera. Oh, this is name print. Oh, capital letter I have used, na? So print. Okay. Right. So found trolley. Okay. Found trolley. Right. Fine. Okay. So now another method. Any doubts here till here? Sir, why there is only one inverted comma, not double inverted comma? Where it is? And Pooja is asking, ascending and descending order is possible or not? So here, first of all, order is not maintained. How we can do ascending and descending order? So that is not possible. If you want to maintain the order, either you have to go with tuple or list. So that is what we did, ascending order, descending order in the list yesterday. Na? Okay, Sony is asking something. Sony, I didn't get your question. Why there is only one inverted comma, not double inverted comma? Where it is? So the single quote, double quote. So either you can use single quote or double quote, because strings can be declared either in single quotes or double quotes. That is the reason. Okay, fine. Now let us see the discard function. So discard function. So here what I am doing is set one dot discard bike. So discard means it will remove. It also removes. But the difference is discard won't give any error if item is not there. Now here remove and discard both will do same task. Okay, but the thing is, if you mention trolley here, if trolley is not available in the set, it will give the error. Remove function will give error. But here the specialty of discard function is if it is available, it will remove. Otherwise, it will keep quiet. Okay. So then if you see, so now bike is, see here, bike is removed. Bike is removed. Okay. Bike is removed. Now if I write bike, now bike is there, but at the same time it has not given any error also. Right? It has not given any error also. I have used small b, but here capital B is there. That's the reason this was not removed. So this item is not matching, and it won't bother if the item is not available in the given set. Okay. So otherwise both are same. Both this discard and remove will be same. Okay. Now here we have one more function called pop, like other, and we have seen in other list and tuple also we have seen the pop function. So what pop function will do? So pop, we have to specify the index, right? So the specified index item will be removed. Otherwise, if you don't specify the index, it will remove the last item. And here there is no indexing, so no need to specify any index here, right? And the pop for pop function in sets, we should not mention any index because there is no indexing concept in the sets, right? Then which element it will remove? It will remove the last element when this particular method is executing. Whatever the last element in the set, when this particular method is executing, that element it will remove. Okay, so that means we cannot tell which element it is going to remove. Now see here, jeep, bike, car, lorry, trolley, bus is there, right? So now we'll execute this. It has removed. Okay, this bike I'll disable it. Okay, let all the 6 elements should be there. Okay, so here from the 6, one item is removed. Here what I will do is I'll print set 1 also, so that we can differentiate this. So lorry, bus, bike, jeep, trolley, car. So in that, which item was removed? Which item was removed? Bike, bus, bike, jeep is there, trolley is there, lorry was removed. This lorry was removed. Okay, and remember this time lorry was removed. Now again I'm going to execute. Now this time lorry is there. Some other item is removed. I think bus is removed. Right? Again if I execute, again it is bus only. Again if I execute, now bus is there, trolley is there, lorry is not there. Okay, so that means that depends upon the dynamic position. That means when this pop function is going to execute, at that time whatever the last element in the set, that item will be removed from the set. Okay, no, not first element, not first element. It will remove the last. That's what I'm telling now. Now see here, when this print statement is executing, this is the order in the set. When this pop statement is executing, this is the order. Okay, so something may be order. So in that order, lorry is the last element. When this pop statement is executing, this lorry was there in the last position. That's the reason lorry was removed. And when this line is executing, this statement is executing, this is the order. Okay, so there is no fixed order. So the ordering is dynamic here. Always the order will change. Okay, so that's the reason we cannot say which element is going to delete. Okay, right. Now I'll comment all this particular part. I'll take another set 1 2 3. Okay, I want to take another set called 1 2 3. Set 1 is bike, car, bus. Set 2 is 1 2 3. Now if you want to join the set, in case of tuple and list, we can join the list or we can join the tuple by using the concatenation, that is by using the plus symbol, right? But here we cannot use the plus symbol. Okay, we have to use union method. So now I want to generate new set called set 3. Okay, so how the new set will be generated? So set 2 dot union set 1. Actually what union function will do, generally in our mathematics, union will be there na. Okay, so that means it will combine set 2 and set 1 elements, okay, by removing the duplicate elements. If any duplicate elements are there, that will be taken only once and extra duplicate elements will be removed, right? That means this set 2 and set 1 both are combined and it will remove, the union function will remove any duplicates are there, if any duplicates are there. Okay, because in the set, and remember in the set we should not have any duplicate, that is the condition. Okay, that's the reason we should use union function here. Okay, union function, right? So now if you use union function, of course you can use update function also. Update function also will remove the duplicates. Okay, we will see that also. Now here I am generating the new set called set 3 by combining set 2 and set 1 by using the union function. Now in the set 1 we have bike, car, bus. Set 2 we have 1 2 3. Right? Now if I execute this, set 3 we are printing, right? Okay, yes, maybe here are another two lines are there. So the two lines, the answer for this. Okay. Now see here. See here. 1, 2, 3. Car, bus, bike is there. Car, bike, bus, bike. Okay. Car, bus, bike. So by using the union function, you can combine the two sets. Or instead of union, you can use the update also. Update also. So this also will give same result. So for this, so you can directly use set2 dot update set1. Okay, and print set2. Okay, both either this or this. So either this you can use, or set3 equal to set2 dot union set1. Okay, then you can print set3. Okay, both are same, right? So both the things are same. And Manish is asking, sir, can you show multiple same elements? Okay, what I will do is, here I'll do okay, in set2 I'm having 1, 2, 3 now. Here also I will make 1, 2. Okay, now if I execute, see here 1, 2 is there, here also 1, 2, 3 is there, but it is taking only 1, 1, 2 only once. Okay, and here you can take, okay, what is there, bus, na? No, bus, car. Okay, now you execute it. See, same. So all the duplication. Here bus car is there. Here bus car is there. Here 1, 2 is there. Here also 1, 2 is there. That means duplication is there. So, but the sets will take only, the union or update function will take only once. It will avoid the duplicate values. Right? Okay, fine. Right. Now here, so as like other things, we can clear the set. We can clear the set. Now set3 I want to clear. Set3 I want to clear. I will print the, so the clear function will clear the clear function will clear set specified set. Okay. So now here I have specified set3. So set3 all the elements will be cleared, and if I am trying to print set3, I'll get null. Okay. See, set3 I'm not getting anything because all the elements are removed. All the elements are removed. And similarly, you can delete entire set3 also. If I delete the set3, what you will get? You will get error. After deleting set3, here I'm after deleting set3, I'm trying to print set3. Okay, so obviously it will give error. That means name error. There is no set3 as defined. Set3 is not defined because already, of course, we have defined here, but we have removed that set3. That means the entire memory is, all the resources will be released from the memory. So after that, if you are trying to access set3, it will give the error. Right? Hope it is fine. Right. Now, what I will do is one more function. Can we use deletion to delete a set? Yes. Same thing I have used here, na? del, and give the set name. That set will be deleted. Okay. So now here, so what I'm going to do is, so here for simple understanding, I'll take only, so here I'll print set3 as well as I'll print set2 also. Okay, I'll print set 3 and set 2. Okay, now I'll print set 3 and set 2. Here the difference function is there now. So this difference function will find out what it will display, what are all the elements which are different from the specified sets. Now here set 3 dot difference set 2. That means in set 3 we are checking that. So what are the elements which are differing set 2 elements, right? So now let us execute this. Okay. So we have cleared also now. So I'll do one thing. This clearing also I will disable it. Okay. Okay. Now still I'm getting okay. Set 3. So what is set 3? So I'm having little confusion. Set 3 and set 2 we are comparing now. Okay, set 2 also I have updated. See here, set 2 I have updated now. So same elements will be there. So this also I will comment it out. Set 2 is this one, and set 3 is set 2 union set 1, right? Now you can find out the difference. See here, this is set 3, right? Set 3, 1, 2, 3, car, bus, bike. Because in set, how we got set 3? By combining set 2 and set 1, we got set 3. And in the set 2, I have declared 1, 2, 3 bus car. Okay, this is set 2, 1, 2, 3 bus car, right? So now the difference function will find out what are all the elements which are different between these two sets. So between set 3 and set 2, which is the different element? Bike. So bike will be printed here. Here only one element is different. So that is, it is printed only one element. Now for example, I'll remove here 2, 3 also. I'll remove 2, 3 also. Okay. Now if I execute, how many elements are different? See here, your set 3 will be bus, bike, 2, car, right? And set 2 will be bus, 1, bus, car, right? Here the difference elements are bus is same, 1 is car is same, bike and 2 are different. So those different set will be printed. Numeric, somebody is asking, numeric value is places will they change? No, not like that. Whether it is numeric or a string, the behavior of the set is the order is not maintained. Order will be changed. Okay, fine. So any doubts from the set? Of course, this is I'm making difference between a set 2 and set 1. If you want, you can execute it. Okay. So any doubts from the sets? So if you don't have the set, I'll move on to the next collection, next array. That is a final array. We'll try to finish because this arrays I'm getting bored because this we are discussing from last 3-4 classes, na? 3 classes, right? Okay, right, fine. So now let us go to the dictionary, right? So the next last array is dictionary. Is a collection which is unordered. This is also unordered. Remember, this is also unordered, right? And it is changeable. We can change the element, and it is also indexed, right? So it is changeable, and we can use the concept of indexing, right? But again, it will not allow duplicate members, right? Now here, if we come to dictionary, again, dictionary is a class. For this class, a constructor is there called dist constructor. By using dist constructor, you can create the dictionary, or by using the flower bracket also, you can create the dictionary that we will see now. Right? It is unordered array. This is also unordered. Order is not maintained. Indexed and changeable key value pair. And remember here in the tuple, list and set, we are going to store only the values, right? So here in the dictionary, we have to store key and its value, key value base, right? Of course, we can update, delete, copy, and clear the individual key value pairs, right? So that we will see in the program. So now see here how to declare dictionary. So dict1 equal to, open the flower bracket, and here remember we have to mention the key and its value. So here this brand is key name, right? Then you have to put colon, right? Then give the value of the key. So see here, for brand key, value is Maruti. For model key, next key is model Swift Desire VXI. Okay, and year, next key is year, then 2015. Here three values are entered. In this dict1, three values are entered. The three values will have key as well as value. Right? Three elements are entered. So the three elements will have key plus value. So definitely we have to enter key as well as value. That is the behavior of the dictionary. Once one element is entered, you can enter the next element by separating it with comma. And again, next element is entering. Again, you can put comma, then enter the next key value pair. So remember here, every time you have to enter key value pair, right? In the previous three scenarios, always we are working with the values. We are not bothered about the key. But in some places, in some applications, we have to store the key and its value also. Okay. So in those scenarios, these dictionaries are useful. Okay. So now I'll print it. Okay. Right. So now I'll print it. So here run, and remember here when you are running, if you are in PyCharm, if you are having multiple programs, when you are running the program, for example, now this time I'm running. Previously I ran this 4 sets, right? So now I want to run this particular fifth program. So for that you click on run and select the program. So now dictionaries. Okay, now from now onwards you can see here brand is, the first element is brand is Maruti, second element is model is Swift Desire VXI, and year is, third element is year is 2015. Okay, and as we have discussed in the previous cases, we can create the dictionary by using okay that I'll discuss by using constructor also. But before that, what we are doing here is, so dictionary will support index, index. Okay, before proceeding, I'll discuss here itself why to postpone every time. Okay, now here you can create the dictionary dict2 by using the constructor called dict. Okay, so here you can mention your this thing, I mean key value pairs. What is the key? Now for example, okay, brand or key one, its value is, I'll write value 1. Okay, then comma key 2, its value is value 2. Okay, then comma key 3, its value is value 3. Okay, so now print dict2. Okay, so if I execute, sorry. Okay, see here key value, because this dictionary created by using the flower bracket, na? So we have to use flower bracket here. Okay. So key 1, it's value 1, right? Then key 2, it's value 2. This is second element. This is third element. So you can create the dictionaries by using directly by using the flower bracket or by using the constructor called dict constructor. Okay. So you can follow any of the method, right? So in all the 4 collections, 4 arrays, we can create the corresponding array with the corresponding class constructor. If it is tuple constructor is there. If it is list constructor is there. If it is set constructor is there. If it is dictionary constructor, dict constructor is there. Okay. So right now, so I don't want dict 2, so I'll work with the dict 1 only. Now here, okay. So here, what I'm doing is, now this is the dictionary 1. In the dictionary 1, how many elements are there? Total 3 elements are there. One is brand, second one is model, and third one is year. Brand, model, and year of purchase, right? Year or year of manufacture, right? Now here, I want to read only the model number, okay? Or model I want to get. What is the model? What is the model of my so and so car? So you can use now dict 1. If you give the key name, then it will read the value of this particular key. It will print the value of this particular key. So like that, you can print value of any key, right? So dict 1, then you mention that particular in the square bracket. You have to mention the corresponding key name so that it will read the value of that particular key from the specified dictionary entry. Okay. And we have another method also, get method, right? Get method. So instead of using square bracket, by using get method also, you can print the value of model. That means this line and this line both are same. Only the difference is here, if you want to print, this is called indexing, na? Indexing with key name, right? And this is by using the accessing the value by using a method called get method. Get method is one of the dictionary method. Okay, by using this method, we can read the value of any key. Okay, so now if I execute, see here. So now this is the thing. Now model, what is a model? Swift Desire VXI. Swift Desire VXI is printed. And what is the year? Year is 2015 is printed. Now here I'm using the get method to access the value of a key called model. Okay, same will be printed. So that means this and this both are same, or otherwise, okay. So this I will shift here so that you will find out difference. Okay. So this is by square bracket. Okay. And this is by get method. Okay. So now if you execute this, so by square bracket we are getting the same value, by get method also we are getting the same value. That means these are the ways to access. Either you can use the get method or you can use the indexing concept to get the value of any key. Okay. Any doubt here till here? What difference? Okay. Value 3. Bipin is asking value 3. Okay, value. Okay, maybe last. What difference? So Manish Nigam, what is the difference? Huh? There is no difference between the get method and indexing. These are the different ways to access the value of required key. Okay, there is no difference. Now here, see here in the dict1 I'm having three keys. One is brand key, model key, and year key. Now later I'm decided that I want to add one more key, one more element, that is color. One more key called color. So for that, what you have to do is you mention the dictionary name, then you specify the key, what key you want to add, color equal to, and its value, right? So now after this what happens? After this what happens? It will print. Now the number of elements will become 4. Here brand Maruti, model Swift Desire VXI, year 2015, and color red. That means, so this statement will add new key value pair to the existing dictionary. So this line will add new key and its value to the existing dictionary. Earlier we had three key value pairs, that means 3 elements. Now with this line, one more key is added with the name color, and its value will be red. So same thing we got here. One more name is added, one more key is added with the name color, and its value is red here. Okay. Okay. Now here, by using the delete, you can delete any element, right? You can delete any element. Okay. Dict1. Now I don't want year. I don't want to year, right? You can, I don't want year. You can delete it. You can delete it, right? You can delete it. So now if you apply delete dict1, which key you are deleting? Year. When you delete the key and its value is also deleted. Now after deleting, if I execute this now, so now see here, this is the latest dictionary, only brand, model, and color will be there. Year is deleted. When the year key is deleted, its value is will also delete. Okay, its value will also delete. Okay, now year key is deleted. Now I want to add one more key, that is one more key. That means now, okay, year key I have deleted. I thought, okay, accidentally I have deleted year key. Now I want to add my year key and its value. Okay, so now you can use update also. Either you can follow this method, you can follow this method. You can write dict1 of year equal to, you mention the year, or you can use this update method also. Okay, you can use this update method also. This update method also will add year. See here, year is added now. Year is added. Okay, or now after this again I will write. What I will do is dict1 dot update year to 2010. Okay, 2010. Then after this I will print dict1. So this also will update your year. Okay, 2010. Earlier, previously the year was deleted. Previously year was 2015. Then we have deleted the year. Then we have added the year with the 2008 entry. Then we have added the year. We have updated the year to 2010, because earlier in the previous case I have given the year as string, but that year is not string. I want to update it as some integer value. So I have updated here. Okay, and you can make, for example, okay, now this is fine. We can update and we can add, we can delete and we can add year, right? So now if we execute this, what will be the answer here? Year, this will delete the year now. So now year is not there here. And you can make in the dictionary, you can make any element, any key as default key also. Okay, you can set any key as default key also. Okay, For that, we had another function. Okay, we had another function, set default. See here. Okay, what I'll do is I'll add here. Okay, before this. So I'll add here. So set default function will set the key. What is the name of the key? Year. Its default value is 2020. Even though if you have deleted the year key, it will print the default value. Okay. So 1 minute. Okay. So let me. Okay, here we have dict1 year. Right. Okay. So fine. Now this is the result without this default. Nah? So now if I apply default here, if I made year as default, since year is deleted now, but if you make year as default key with the value 2020, so then even though year is deleted, you will get it as year 2020, right? So either you can use update method or you can use default, so that you can add the year once again, right? So now this is the thing, dictionary. Of course, today session I'll stop here, and you can ask the doubt, right? And the remaining things, these things, that nested dictionaries, how we can make multiple entries, all those things we'll discuss tomorrow. So this may take some 15 minutes. So after this 15 minutes, we will move on to the OOPS concepts of Python, object-oriented programming of Python, right? So now here, you can ask the doubts, and I think Manish and Sony is asking some doubt, na? Or anybody can ask the doubts. Hope everyone is following. Of course, tomorrow another 15 minutes, this topic will be there. After that, this boring topic will be finished, because since from last 3 to 4 days we were discussing about these collections only, arrays. So it is little bit boring. Okay, for me also it is boring. Okay, and if you have any doubts, you can ask. Manish and Sony, you are asking something? Please ask. Sony. Yeah, Sony, you told some doubt. Okay, and Manish, I'm using one element, small letter mango, in the list, but it will not proper arrange in alphabetical order. Yes, because small m is different and capital M is different. I told now, for small m, different ASCII code will be there, and for capital M, different ASCII code will be there, right? So when it is arranging alphabetical order, basically for us, small letter, capital letter, but the computer will identify each and every letter. Letter means that may be letter, number, or special character, or space, or delete, or anything. Okay, so by using ASCII values of the corresponding character. So that's the reason you will get different thing. Okay, no problem. You just share that program to me, Manish. I'll go through that program and I'll suggest you where you have to change. How to create list? How ABC? So everyone, you please put your name. So here ABC someone. Okay, he's asking. I'm from NSA Data. Okay, how to create set list dictionary by user input? Yes, we can create. You can take from normal user. Like now, for example, if you want to create the dictionary, you create one A equal to input, enter your element. Okay, enter your element. So then what you will do is, so set 1, 2, 3 equal to, give set use the set constructor, you give a here. And this for how many elements you want to repeat. For if you want to, for example, enter 5 elements, you put 5 for loop and repeat these 2 statements for 5 times. Your set 1 2 3 will be created and all the things will be added. And here, so what you do to do is or now you can create set with set 1 2 3. Okay, so I'll do one thing, I'll create like this. Okay, then what I will do is, so set 1 2 3 you create and you keep here out of the for loop. Okay, then start for loop here, for loop, then here every time set 1 2 3 dot append, you give the a, and this you repeat number of times. Set default, no set default, no set default function is not there. Sorry, set default function is here in dictionary, right? It is not working to you. Manish is telling, okay, it will work. See here, you have to mention the 2 values, key as well as its value. If you mention only the key or value, it won't work, right? Both the values you have to mention. Okay, sir, ABC you can repeat, you can initialize this. Here you start for loop, then you do this, you will get it. You can create the set with the user inputs. Are any other doubts? Okay, Manish, you please send your program. I'll program in WhatsApp. I'll tell you where is the error. Any other doubts? Okay, tomorrow also we'll meet at 4 to 5. Okay, 4 to 5. And tomorrow, remember, it is important concept, OOPS concepts. Okay, and it is very interesting also. So tomorrow definitely you will enjoy the session. Okay. Okay, thank you everyone. We'll meet tomorrow. Thank you, sir, Herman sir.